Please be aware that this story covers a potentially sensitive topic for some readers. Poor Nina, or not, depending on which side of the Nina/Carly conflict you fall on. But at this point, General Hospital has painted her into a dark corner. Actually, we supposed Nina painted herself there, but the end result's still the same. One false step, and she could lose what little she has left, for good. Sure, Nina's daughter is on the road to recovery, but she still hates her mom. Heck, Willow effectively reduced Harmony's crimes and horrendous parenting to mere faults, while claiming Nina was the true train wreck. Right now, about the only person Nina really has is Sonny and Ava, but she's got her own problems. But her tipping off the SEC and then leaning into getting Carly tossed into prison is very, very likely to backfire and end up costing her the one man sticking by her side. And with Ned just one Eddie Main away from blowing her secret out of the water, her relationship with Carly, Willow, and Michael is about to go from bad to horribly worse. There aren't many ways out of this and towards redemption, seeing as how the SEC machine once turned on can't be turned off. And that got some General Hospital fans thinking of the worst over on the soaps.com message boards. It all started with Bella Scorpio proposing a horrific twist, writing everything points to Nana losing everything and completely feeling alone after all the bad actions she has taken. Right now, it doesn't look like there is any way for Nina to drag herself out of the huge hole she has dug for herself. I wonder if Nina attempts to take her own life, if that would be one way to get some redemption for the character. It would, they continued, be just about the only way to get Port Charles residents back on her side. They'd realize she'd had a complete breakdown and needs help, perhaps forgiving her actions due to her mental struggles. It could be an emotional, yet effective way to get her out of the corner she's backed herself into. But understandably, with such a heavy, emotional topic, not everyone was behind it. Well, this is dark, Pier 52 responded. I don't think so. And Kui shared that it hit too close to home, writing, I really don't want to see a storyline about suicide, but that's just me. I admit, I'm not a Nina fan, not in the least, but I don't want the storyline to go down that route. I've known one too many people to leave this world that way, and I don't want it portrayed on JH. Canadian Fan 18, on the other hand, would appreciate a suicide storyline on the show, but not with Nina. As they wrote, Morgan would have been the better choice as he'd struggled with his mental health back before his death. Having lost an adult child to suicide, I know personally the toll it takes on those left behind. I also know the struggles of trying to get help for a loved one that you know is suffering and watching him day by day grow more and more depressed but putting on a smile to try and put everyone else at ease. A suicide storyline done right can be a huge in terms of awareness, and I for one would really like to see it. That's something that Shelbylin echoed, pointing out that The Young and the Restless recently wrote a story on mental health and suicide with Chelsea. It was done with care and sensitivity and gave folks an opening to talk about difficult topics. I think that suicide storylines can be good to bring awareness to the problem in our county, she wrote. If the story is done right, it can show how adults struggle with this issue. With all that said, for now, Nina's secret seems safe. Ned woke up as Eddie Main, you can find out who that is here, so chances are he won't remember something as inconsequential as Nina's SEC drama. The good news is his altar may have saved Nina from going down another dark path for now. Wow, Minted replied, and I was worried Nina would think her only last resort was to pull the plug on Ned's life support. Murder, at least, is out for the moment, and if the show does end up going down that other dark path, let's hope that instead of just a plot point, it's handled with compassion, understanding, and tenderness. Like with Young and Restless story dealing with Chelsea's mental health struggles, it could end up being a jumping-off point for a discussion of something that so often seems too painful to handle. Your GH Spoilers preview video for June 19, June 23, 2023 is here. Find out what the Port Charles Power players are plotting this week. Your GH Spoilers preview video is here. Find out what the Port Charles Power players are plotting this week. Nina, Cynthia Watrous, has a big secret. She called the SEC and is struggling with whether to come clean with Sonny, Maurice Bernard. Now, Ned Wally Kurth is injured and doesn't even know who he is. Whether she's to blame or not, Nana feels guilty. He knows her well enough that Sonny realizes something is happening with Nana. "I'm concerned about you and how you're acting," he says as Nina looks stricken. At the hospital, Brooklyn, Amanda Seton, notes he doesn't know who he is, as Nina listens to the update about Ned. In the waiting room, Olivia, Lisa Locicero, wonders, "When will I get my husband back?" And TJ, Taj Bello, looks serious. Brooklyn paces and Dante, Dominic Zamprogna, appears worried elsewhere. Ava Mora West warns Nina, "If Sonny finds out now, you are gonna be under the gun with no way out," she declares, wagging her finger at a clearly upset Nina. See it all for yourself in the sneak peek video below. G8 made its debut in 1963 and was created by the husband and wife team of Frank and Doris Hersley, taking place at a hospital but in an unnamed city. In fact, the setting wasn't named as Port Charles until the 1970s. General Hospital is the longest-running soap opera currently on air, from legendary Laura's Jenny Francis, 4 decades on and off and back on as the show's leading heroine, to Anna Devane's Finola Hughes, super spy exploits, to Sonny Corinthos, Morris Bernard, and his mobster activities. GH certainly knows how to please their viewers. More than 5 decades of gripping drama as well as Love in the Afternoon have kept this ABC daytime soap on the air and winning daytime Emmys. Epic romances, action-adventure stories, and love on the run have enthralled viewers over the years. Sprinna fans have been watching and patiently waiting for Spencer and Trina to finally give in to their true feelings on General Hospital. And though she'll have a tough time navigating the emotional fallout of Rory's tragic death, could this star-crossed duo finally get a Christmas miracle following his exit? Michael Blake Cruz shared an Instagram post to not only express his thanks, but to reach out to Sprinna fans. "Many thanks to everyone who has sent me supportive messages in light of Rory Cabrera leaving the General Hospital canvas," Cruz stated, then expressed how much he enjoyed playing the character and valued Rory's essence. Yes, he was unsophisticated and naive, but at least he was genuine. And when it came to Rory's relationship with Trina, he lamented, in particular with Trina, he was always sincere and had her best interests at heart. That has to count for something, Sprinna fans. For a while there, many suspected that Rory could be the hook killer, but even so, viewers couldn't deny how much the cop appeared to care for Trina from the get-go, and in the end, we all watched as he took his dying breath to once again profess his love. As for the hook taking Rory as their latest victim, Cruz joked, "Rory was a mediocre cop at best, but Port Charles isn't the easiest town to police," and went on to explain, he was also equipped with a holster from the 70s, no radio and no bulletproof vest. In all seriousness, the actor took pleasure in working with some incredible people and gained a newfound respect for everyone involved with daytime TV, admitting that it's easy to critique but not easy to create. While we wait to see what's in store next for Trina and Spencer, and whether or not Rory's death will play a part in it, be sure to leave us your Christmas wishes for their future in the comments. For nearly 2 years, General Hospital has been trying to push Elizabeth Weber and Hamilton Finn on its fans as a romantic pair, and it just doesn't work. We thought the show finally got the hint at the end of last year, but apparently not. While Elizabeth, Rebecca Herbst, and Finn, Michael Easton, seemed like an unlikely pairing when it became obvious GH wanted to team them up after blowing up her marriage to Franco Roger Howarth, via Franco's death and his wedding to Anna, Finola Hughes. Due to Anna's lies, we figured we'd have an open mind about them since odder potential couples have taken off. Cases in point, Elizabeth and Franco and Finn and Anna. It was a slow build that seemed natural, given that Liz was a recent grieving widow, but eventually we saw that there was no way this was ever going to work. Fans began seeing red flags with Finn when we believed Elizabeth had a stalker. Finn thought about the potential stalker more than Liz, making some people believe he was the one causing the strange happenings in her life. He became borderline obsessive with her and his need to protect her. That obsessiveness led to Finn trying to control Liz's life, something that felt off with her, but she still gave it a chance. While Liz gave Finn a chance many fans didn't feel he deserved. All the writers managed to do was alienate us more when they made Elizabeth's falling out with her parents all about Finn and the dead wife we never met. Apparently, after 25 years of wondering why Liz and her folks were estranged, We learned it was because she accidentally killed Finn's wife when a teen Liz caught Reiko in bed with her dad, Jeff Weber. Say what? Yes, we hated the story, but it finally looked like the end of Liz and Finn. The writers gave Elizabeth a brief fake pregnancy in which she lied that Nicholas was the father of her fake baby, and that was it for her and Finn. Or so we thought. Jay at least made some concessions to fans by allowing Finn to acknowledge he might have been a little overbearing with Elizabeth, to put it mildly. Every once in a while, between January and March, we would see the characters tentatively interact. Then, in April and May, we saw nothing. The two were barely on, and when they were not together. We thought the soap finally gave up, but apparently it did not. No removing the characters from the screen and each other's orbit for a bit will not make fans forget that Liz and Finn are a terrible couple and need to keep it as friends. If that, they have absolutely no chemistry, and Finn does nothing but turn Elizabeth into someone who needs a man's approval, something she is not and never has been. If a couple doesn't work, they do not work. You can't out of sight, out of mind how bad this pairing was and has the potential to still be if the show doesn't hit the brakes immediately and just give up.